All right, gang, here with my father-in-law, Jim Albers, once again, formerly of NASA. NASA retired. So we're going to talk about advanced aircraft configurations, research testing on some of these things that you did, Jim. So we're going to talk about the HIMAT, the forward swept wing of the X29, and then the oblique wing. So tell us about those three.
Okay. This was, again, in the late 70s. When I was at Edwards Air Force Base, we had a number of very unique aircraft configurations that we were testing for future aircraft, both military, primarily military and commercial use, but primarily military use. And one of these configurations was the X29, also known as a forward swept wing. So what this configuration was or could do is that in flight, you could actually sweep the wing forward, and the reason for this, depending upon the speed, you could actually reduce the drag on the airplane. You know, in other words, that you could go very high speeds and reduce the aircraft drag by changing the configuration of the wing. And we did quite a bit of testing on this, and we were successful in actually doing this without any kind of accidents in the forward swept wing, but it was fairly high risk because of the nature of being able to move the wing as you went through different speeds. Very unique configuration, and we ran that probably 2 to 3 years. That was one of the major testing configurations at Edwards in the 1970s. Another aircraft configuration, which was also very unique, was called the oblique wing. And this oblique wing is a wing that could be skewed forward. And the reason for this, if you went through supersonic speeds, it was designed for supersonic speeds, that as you move the wing in a normal configuration, that would be the configuration for low speeds. But when you got to be supersonic, you wanted to reduce the drag. What they did, they rotated the wing, one side would go forward, the other wing would go back. And that configuration would reduce significantly the drag at supersonic speeds instead of your normal configuration. And we tested that for quite a few years, and that was very unique aircraft. I don't think that was ever built for military use, but we did get a lot of useful data, and it did make a big difference in terms of the overall drag characteristics for that unique configuration. Another aircraft that was, I think, very unique was the precursor for all future fighter aircraft was called HIMAT. HIMAT stands for Highly Maneuverable Aircraft Technology. This again was built by North American Rockwell for like $17 million, if I remember. And it had composites airframe, which was very, very new in the 1970s, future materials. It also had highly swept back wings that the current advanced fighters have, and it could pull 9 Gs. This airplane, even though it was $17 million, was an unmanned, highly maneuverable aircraft technology, unmanned vehicle, and it would take like 2 to 3 pilots to actually run this airplane because of the difficulties and the different maneuvers that we put it through. And at that time, we could do a lot of high-risk testing without a man involved and do things that we could never do with a manned aircraft in the 1970s. So that was an extremely valuable program, and much of the technology from the HIMAT program has been utilized on the current and future, fighter technology that we tested. So that was a major advanced fighter program that we had in the 1970s. And to me, it was extremely interesting because we could do it without a pilot, which eliminated all the risk involved.
Absolutely. Yeah, fascinating stuff.
Right.